and also the DynCorp corporations. So people in Islamabad are saying they're being accosted by American-looking thugs who are contractors. This is even worse, but it is a way, as Dr. Rain talked about, infringing on Pakistani sovereignty. Having contractors and having drones is, you're not fooling the Pakistanis. These are ways of getting around Pakistan's sovereignty, and it creates even more anger than forthright military incursions.
Well, Dr. Rain, do you think that perhaps this point of view that we ought not to increase our military aid and military presence in these two countries, do you think that that point of view is getting through to decision makers in Washington, D.C.? I mean, the things that the two of you are saying seems to make sense to me. But are the people who make decisions in Washington, D.C., do you think that this point of view is there as well?
I hope it goes through to the policymakers, but at this time, the way they're conducting it doesn't seem like that the point is getting across. But certainly that would be the right approach, because sending more troops will anger more the Afghan as well as Pakistanis, and that would give more recruits to the resistance movement. I think the best approach at this time, in my opinion, would be to withdraw. NATO withdrawal will certainly help, provided we involve the regional players like China, Iran, Pakistan, India, and Russia, which have vested interests in Afghanistan. Get them on a table, negotiations, make sure we guarantee the rights of Afghan for next 10 years, 15 years, let them decide their own fate. Let them have institutions built, let them have employment, let them have democracy in their country, and let the ethnic and religious diversity prosper in Afghanistan. I think that would be the right thing.
Do you think that we've overlooked the ethnic and religious diversity in these two countries when we start making our policy?
I think we have, and I think we can't expect either Pakistan. I wrote my book, The History of the Peoples of Pakistan, because there are all these different peoples, and there are different Islamic traditions. There's not just one Islamic tradition, there are many. And similarly in Afghanistan, there's different traditions, different peoples, and we can't expect them to be the exact kind of nation state as we have in the West. I mean, even in the West, there's a lot of tugs and pulls and tensions. But I think that President Obama came in promising diplomacy over militarism, and I hope that he will continue, that he was given the Peace Prize for that attitude of working towards through diplomacy rather than through arms. And I hope that he learns that lesson. They always say when they're pursuing military ends that of course we'll also have aid, we'll also have diplomacy, we'll also have development, but those things always get left by the roadside and they become just lip service.
They get destroyed by
so
the
we
war
need to really turn this inside out and put diplomacy in the lead, development in the lead, because it's prosperity and stability that will end terrorism. It's not bombs.
And a lot of folks are simply unemployed. Young people just don't have any jobs. They don't. Education is needed. All of the money that we're putting on drones and tanks and etc., that could be very, very helpful in terms of creating a different kind of situation that would allow us, give us some kind of justification of being able to withdraw. Is that what the two of you are saying?
Education.
When people are educated, when they have employment, they won't have enough time to go with these extremists. Then this religious extremism will die out. That would be the right way to do.
Finally, we've got about a minute here before the end.
Well, I just think it's been 8 years now, and what we've been doing has gotten us deeper into a quagmire. So we need to learn the lessons of Afghanistan and the lessons of Vietnam. And when I was young, I was worried about my brother in the Vietnam War. Now I'm worried about my nephew in Afghanistan. We have to learn the lessons of history.
Very good. And let me thank the two of you, Ms. Hussain and Dr. Rain, for coming by and giving us that excellent information today, because I think that we are all so confused in reference to what is going on, the killing and etc. But I think that that is a ray of hope in reference to what we're trying to do. And let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you very much.